All right. Good afternoon, everybody. We are here for the second day of the quarterfinals for Montreal in the Canadian Open. Maddy Keys, Clara Tauson, first up today. Should be a good one. Both players are in great form. Yesterday, locked in the first two semifinalists. We've got Elena Rybakina in there. She won off of a retirement. Her opponent was in a rough position. Kostyuk, her arm was just not cooperating, not competitive from the beginning of the match. And we also have Mboko, who is going to be playing tomorrow. So, exciting semifinal. Today, we're going to figure out who is going to play in that second semifinal. Maddy Keys, Clara Tauson up first. The two have played before. They played one other time. Clara Tauson took that one on that day. Players are walking out on court right now, so they'll be doing the coin toss here very shortly. If this is your first time here, thank you for checking in on the channel. My name is Cody, and we're going to be here for, of course, both quarterfinals. We'll be here for the semis, and just having a good time. Having a good time watching some tennis. Feel free to talk to each other or to myself in the chat, especially if you haven't been here before. We'd love to get to know you. So players are on court now, just setting up a few things. Clara Tauson has had an a very, very impressive run, including beating Swiatek pretty convincingly a few days ago. Maddy Keys, on the other hand, she's had a good run, but a few more maybe close matches than Talson. I'm not going to pretend like I know too much about Talson, but as far as what I'm seeing in the progression of the tournament, I would probably say that Clara Tauson is going to get this one. Maddy Keys, obviously the more veteran player. She's, 30 years old. Clara Tauson, 22 years old. So, but both players have won titles before and have what it takes to win at this level. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens once we get on court. And coin toss happening now. And Maddy Keys has chosen to receive to begin the match. So Talson will be serving first. Later, of course, we will be here for Naomi Osaka. And Svitolina. So stick around. We're going to have a good time. If I'm correct, I believe that around Wimbledon, Maddy Keys was struggling with kind of a not any kind of serious injury, anything like that, but maybe just like a nagging injury. Because Maddy Keys did go out in the first round of Wimbledon, which definitely was, not. I mean, she's ranked number 8 in the world. I believe she was closer to number. I believe she was maybe around number 5 in the world at that time, but at number 8 in the world at the moment. So a first round exit of Wimbledon was certainly not what she would have expected and liked from herself, especially after having won one of the majors this year, right? She won Australia. Talson has herself a title this year. And the only time that these two have played was earlier this year. It was actually in Auckland on a hard court, and Tauson was able to take that one in straights, winning the second set in a tiebreaker 9-7. If that is any predictor for today. Players are warming up their serve at the moment, so we're probably about 60 seconds away from match time. So we're doing 3 matches today. We'll do both women's matches, and then to close out the night, we will stream the Demon Orr and Ben Shelton match. So that one I'm really looking forward to. Towson's a big server. Maddie Keys also very strong herself. So really one of the big things is just going to be who is going to be able to get a break, right? That's going to be the story of this match, I think. Who do you think is going to win? You are welcome to type in the chat. Who are you here for, and who do you think is going to win? Maddie Keys or Clara Tauson? They're getting their last sips of water before they step out on the court to figure out who is going to be in the semifinal. Okay, Talson ready to serve. Match is live. Umpire asking for the fans to get seated here. Rule read says Maddie Keys. First serve goes to the backhand of Keys, and she hits it out. Reed, I would love for Maddie Keys to win this one. You know, I always want an American to win on court. Forehand from Maddie Keys on the return goes out. 30 love. Talson. Drop shot from Talson is not that great. Had a short ball to come in on the return. And Maddie Keys is able to pass her on that drop. (30-15). Serve. Talson catches the toss. Serve to the forehand of Keys. It's a big return. Towson's able to get it back. But she hits a forehand out. 30-all. Serve from Talson to the forehand of Keys, and she can't return it. 40-love, or 40-30. Serve from Talson into the net. Second serve. The backhand of Keys. It's a good backhand. And Talson hits it out. Deuce. A little bit of pressure on Talson in her first service game. Serve is a let. Second serve is, or sorry, that was a first serve. A fault. First one was a let. Serves a fault. Second serve to the forehand of Keys. Has to stretch out and get it. She's on the run now. Throws up a high backhand, and Talson comes up and just hits the ball out. Advantage Keys. First game of the match. Keys has a break point. She had Keys on the run. And good serve up the middle. Takes it back to deuce. Serve from Talson. Catches the toss. Second serve. Into the backhand of Keys. To the backhand of Talson. Forehand from Keys as she's coming into the net. Puts it away in the open court. Break point again. Keys. Serve. The backhand of Keys. The backhand of Talson. Oh, that landed barely on the line. Forehand from Keys. Lands on the back of the line. Short ball for Talson. Comes in. And Keys just kind of stretches out to it. A little awkward. Maybe a little bit of a mishit from Talson that gave her an awkward look at the ball. It was a strange miss. Talson Still in this game, but feeling pressure on her serve. To the forehand of Keys on the serve. Talson hits a backhand to her, and ball from Keys goes out. Towson's got second opportunity to hold here. Serve. Forehand of Keys is out. Second serve. To the forehand of Keys. She kind of runs around it a little bit, but hits it in the net. So Tauson ends up holding her serve after a couple of break point opportunities. All right. I know that Rule Reed thinks that Maddie Keys is going to get this match, but I want to know who you think is going to take this match. Talson or Keys? I would love for Keys to win, but based off of the performance so far at this tournament, I have to think that Talson is going to take this one. I think Towson's had a tougher draw and has handled it, very, very well. Maddie Keys has been on court quite a bit longer, played multiple 3-set matches. And we get to 15-all here on Keys' serve. Serve from Keys. To the forehand of Talson. Forehand from Talson goes out. Serve. And we get our first ace of the match from Keys. Serve. Oh, thought we almost had our second ace of the match. Serve. To the forehand of Talson, who rips one, but Keys is there to redirect it up the line, just absorbs the pace, and she holds much more comfortably than Talson did. Talson, serve. Not a great first serve. Keys hits a short ball on it, though, and Talson hits it in the net. Serve. The forehand of Keys. It's a fault. Second serve. To the forehand of Keys again. And that's good. Keys can't reach it. Serve. to the backhand of Keys now. She hits it long. Serve. There's a fault. Second serve. Second serve to the backhand of Keys to the forehand of Talson. Talson hits it into the open court, cross court. And Keys gets there, but she hits it long. All right, Talson looking potentially at a more comfortable hold here. Talson serves. Forehand of Keys. Talson gets passed by Keys up at the net. It's a nice backhand pass from Keys cross court as Talson approaches the net. Still game point for Talson. Serves to the forehand of Keys. Couple of forehands, and that forehand goes long. All right, Talson ends up holding. Hey, Max. I'm not kidding. When I saw that the video got the first like, I said, I wonder if Max is here. I said it to myself in my head. Oh yeah. I was thinking that I may not do some matches today, but we had such a fun day yesterday that I couldn't resist. Had to do it. That's Osaka is today. That's a fun match. Ben Shelton, de Minaur, power versus speed. It'll be a good day. If you like what you're watching, please do consider liking the video. It definitely helps me know that you are enjoying what you're watching. Changeover here happening. Max, who are you rooting for in this match? All right, Keys up to serve. Serve to the forehand of Talson, but the serve's a fault. Serve is out. Second serve is a double fault. We get our first double fault of the match coming off of the racket of Maddie Keys. Serve. Fault. Second serve. Forehand of Talson. Steps into it. Short ball for Talson next. Comes up to the net. Puts a volley away. Pretty good. Pretty good. She pounces on a short ball. Sends two balls to the backhand side and finishes it off with a volley in the open court. Serve. Ace. Maddie Keys serves a second ace. Serve. Fault. Second. Forehand of Talson to the forehand of Keys. Forehand of Talson again, but she hits it long. It came at her a little fast. Maybe not ready. Maybe she thought that one was going to get directed somewhere and she would have to run. But 30 all. Serve. Forehand of Talson, but it's a fault. Second. Second serve is a fault. It pops off the net and goes out. Break point Talson. Oh, no. Unlucky. Keys. Serves to the forehand of Talson. Good return. And Keys hits it long. First break point of the match. First break of the match goes to Clara Tauson. Talson is a good server. She has I think as I was listening to the commentators at the beginning of the match, that Clara Tauson may have the most aces on the WTA this year. I could have heard it wrong, but first return from Keys goes out. Serve. Forehand of Keys. Got an exchange here. Oh, but Keys hits it out. A few errors coming off of the racket of Maddy Keys. Errors piling up a little bit. I think Rybakina. Can somebody fact check me? I think Rybakina is right. Maybe what I heard was Rybakina is number 1 and Towson's number 2. It's somewhere around there. Serve. I can't fact check and look at and commentate on the match though. Because look at this, we got to 40 love. Ace from Talson. First ace solidifies the break. Let me see. I may be able to look it up right here. Players. Oh, no. So, Mike, you are correct. Rybakina has the most aces this year, 276. And Talson is number 3. Osaka's number 5. Maddy Keys no slouch herself. She has 183. But Talson is up there. Hey, whoever gave the video a like, appreciate that. All right, when we step back out on court, it's going to be Maddy Keys to serve. Had a bit of two frustrating games on this, changeover, but she's a professional. Yeah, I guess it was 258 versus the 278 that Rebecca has. So big server. All right, Talson gets a first point on Keys' serve. Serve from Keys. Forehand of Talson. Talson hits it right on the back of the line. Easy floater for Talson. She's able to unload on that one and gets an error out of Keys. She's a little bit in disbelief. Hey, Irene, hello. Is somebody else? There's something happening in the stands. 2 out of the 3 matches we watched yesterday, there was some event happening in the stands. There was in the first match, Kostyuk and Rebecca, somebody had like a heat stroke or something. And then in the Zverev and Poprin match, Zverev was serving at 30 love for the match, and somebody started yelling during Zverev's serve, which was absurd. So something, I don't know what it is, but something's going on in the stands to hold up the play at the moment. I think Keys was the first one to notice it on court and told the umpire to call. Yeah, we don't need to have that. We don't need to have what the WNBA is having. It'll be over in a second or so. Sometimes, the doubles have been going on throughout the day. So plenty of times that somebody's out there, they've overheated. They bring them a water or something like that. This is taking a little bit longer than expected. Keys is walking over to her coach, have a conversation with her coach. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there's always some sort of weird stuff that, you know, people get into big groups like this and they go, oh, you know what? I think now is the time while I'm watching these professional athletes out here that are on TV. I think now is the time for me to make this about me. I think that the world really wants to know that I exist. They want to hear my voice. Absolutely not. Like that one person that what did they do? They at Roland Garros once they handcuffed themselves to the net post. What are you doing? All right. While they're taking a break real quick, I am going to use the restroom. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are at love 30 on Maddie Keys' serve. Funny joke, Mike. Yeah, that'd be great. It's funny. It actually sometimes works the opposite way. If I leave, then people like that are coming in that may leave immediately, they just kind of sit here and like, what the hell? Where is he? What's going on here? But if I address the chat and I talk to the chat, sometimes people just immediately start leaving. They just scurry away like little mice. Like, oh my God, he's talking to me. See? Here we go. Look at that right there. As soon as I started saying, hey, chat, talking to 7 people left. All right. What the hell is going on court? They're just sitting there. Where is everybody from? I'm obviously from Texas. We got Max from Vegas here. What's going on in Vegas, Max? Any celebrities in town, concerts, anything like that? Boca Raton. Okay. Looks like the players are getting ready to play again. There's not a break point here. All right. It is so disappointing for the players because they, like Talson, right? Towson's on a roll here. She's doing really well, and she gets interrupted. She's up 30 love. Good for Keys. She's able to kind of get her. Maybe she went over and talked to her coach a little bit. maybe reset herself mentally. But I think play is going to resume here. Yep, Keys is getting ready to serve. All right, we're back. Thank y'all for waiting through that. Maddie Keys serves to the backhand of Talson. She gets the ball back, but Keys gets it in the net. 3 break points for Talson. I'll be looking on the updates and everything to see what the heck just happened on court. Serve from Keys in the net. Second serve. The backhand of Talson. And Keys gets up to a volley, puts it away. And if you're doing annoying things on the court, in the stands, you're ruining your own experience of the match. You're interrupting the flow of the players. If you let them focus, I don't know. But I have no idea what happened, so. Could have been heat stroke. Serve to the backhand of Talson. To the forehand of Keys. Drop shot from Talson is good. Talson has a double break here after the interruption. Maddie Keys finds herself in trouble early. The match became problematic for her fairly early. Serve from Talson. The backhand of Keys. It's a fault. Serve from Talson to the backhand of Keys. Keys can't return it. Yeah, who knows if it's misbehavior or not. Serve to the forehand of Keys. Forehand goes out. Serve. Forehand of Keys to backhand of Talson. Backhand from Keys now. Big forehand from Talson. Followed up by another. Keys goes down the line. Misses it long. 3 set points here for Talson. Poutine is amazing. Serve to the backhand of Keys. Forehand from Talson to the forehand of Keys. Bigger forehand. An injection of pace from Talson on the forehand. Draws an error. First set goes to Talson. Too bad about the interruption. But I think we would have gotten the same result. Let's see if we can find some more in-depth stats here on that first set. All right. So that set obviously goes Tausson's way. Talson is red here. 2 aces from Keys, 2-1 from Talson. Couple double faults from Keys. Don't know why it's saying no errors here. This is usually a very good website. They've definitely had some errors and some winners. Quick changeover. Bono said something about Montreal. What did Bono have to say about Montreal? Well, this is interesting. What the announcer just said is that on the WTA this year, Maddie Keys has the most comebacks from 1 set down. She's played multiple 3-setters this week. Well, last week, that is, in this tournament. All right. Keys gets the first point. Second serve of the set. Second serve from Keys to the forehand of Talson. Kind of a reaching backhand for Maddie. She can't handle it. Goes in the net. Serve from Keys. Forehand of Talson. Short ball for Keys. She tries to rip it into the open court and just hits it in the net. Really, by most standards, kind of an easy put away ball there, but just not dialed in. Dialed in on that one, though. Backhand winner for Keys. Serve from Keys to the backhand of Talson. Got a rally going here. Backhand from Keys down the forehand line of Talson. Going side to side. And Keys hits a forehand long. Talson back to return. To the backhand of Talson, but it's a fault. Serve. The backhand of Talson in the net. Oh. She had an opportunity to break 3 consecutive serves from Keys. And she missed that one. Serve from Keys. Fault. Second serve. The backhand of Talson. That's a good return. Keys on the run. Yep. Short ball for Talson to get up on as she puts it away. Maddie Keys is not getting enough depth on her returns at the moment. And Talson is just able to come up there and put those away. Sorry, Maddie Keys, just on her ball in general, she's not getting it very deep. And a double fault from Keys gives Talson an early break in the second set. She has not held since her first service game. She can't be feeling good about herself right now, about her play right now. Talson with all of the momentum on her side. The only time she felt pressure on her serve was the first game of the match where she faced 2 break points, and she has not had trouble since then. Serve from Talson to the forehand of Keys. Keys on the run. Talson fires down the line. That's good. Short ball from Keys. Talson gets up to it. Hits a drop shot. Keys replies with the cross-court shot. Talson gets it in. Talson gets it in. Talson is looking to move forward at every possibility. Gets a nice drop shot that pulls Maddie Keys just way off the court. First serve is a fault from Talson. Serve. That's an ace. 30 love. Maddie needs to hold a serve, is what she needs to do. Serve to the backhand of Keys. Can't handle it. 40 love. Serve from Talson is a fault. Second serve. Into the backhand of Keys, who gets it back to the backhand of Talson. Slice from Talson down the forehand line of Keys, and Keys gets there, puts it up the line for a winner. The first good point that Maddie's won in the second set. Serve from Talson to the forehand of Keys. Return long. Okay. Maddie Keys is bleeding here. She is in mega need of a hold. Mike said that Bono said the most beautiful women are in Montreal. Oh. I've been to Montreal. I liked it. Beautiful buildings. All right. Serve from Keys to the forehand of Talson. Forehand from Talson is good. And the second forehand goes out. Serve from Keys. Forehand of Talson. Short ball. Keys gets up to it. Talson tries to do a cross-court pass. Keys is there for a volley. 30 love. Better from Keys. Ace from Keys. 40 love. This is the game that she needs right here. She needs a quick, easy hold so that she can potentially put pressure on Talson. Serve. The forehand of Talson is shanked wide. Keys gets her first game of the set. There we have it. She's not done yet. Tennis players are problem solvers. So let's... Maddie Keys definitely has a problem. Problem is that Talson is winning 82% of her first serves. That's a big problem. We said it at the beginning of the match. 2 big servers. And holding that serve is going to be key and getting a break. But I guess you can say that at about any tennis match, right? Yeah, you got to just go out there and win the opponent's serve. Of course. Yeah, you know, if you want to win a tennis match, you got to hit more balls in the court than the other guy or lady. Okay, Talson out to serve. She's been very comfortable the whole match, aside from the first game. Serve is an ace from Talson. That is, I believe, 4 aces for her on the match. 3 or 4 aces. Serve. Backhand of Keys. Keys on the run. Can't get there. Can't get there on a forehand. Not only is Talson playing the, obviously hitting the serve immaculately, she's also hitting the second ball really well. Ace. 40 love. Forehand from Keys to the forehand of Talson. Talson on the run now. Short ball for Keys to get up to, but she hits it in the net. Oh, no. That's not a good shot for Keys to miss. Can't miss that. Wow. All right. Maddie Keys is she's on high alert right now. This is panic time for Maddie Keys. First serve is good for a point. Serve. Catches the toss. Serve. The forehand of Talson. Forehand from Keys. Goes into the net. So it's a good deep return from Talson. And it immediately forces Keys to back up. The depth and the speed is causing a lot of problems. That's how you do it, Keys. You serve an ace. Fault from Keys. Second serve. The forehand of Talson. That's a good shot. And Keys is struggling to get any kind of ground stroke back to Talson at the moment. Whether it's confidence, truly getting overpowered, or what. She gets one there, though. (40-30). It's been a while since Keys found herself right here. Actually, that's not true. She held her last service game. What am I saying? I'm making stuff up now. Y'all got to call me out if I make stuff up. If I make up tennis facts. Oh. Keys lets out some anger on that ball right there. It just smacks a winner that she had no business hitting. Falling away in the ad side of the court, smacks a cross-court winner. She had no business hitting that shot, but she did. All right. This is going to be a big game for Maddie Keys. Well, every game from here on out is critical for Maddie Keys. Let's just be real. She has not touched the serve of Talson since the first game of the match. Okay. Talson back to serve. In the net. Serve. A double fault from Talson. Got an eyelash bugging me. Serve. Fault. Second serve. Second serve to the backhand of Keys. Backhand goes in the net, though. Oh, buddy. Not what I'm used to from Maddie Keys. Serve. Another backhand in the net. Talson has won 85% of her first serves. And now that percentage goes even higher as Madison Keys can't return that one. We're looking at we're 48 minutes into this match, folks. And about 6 or 7 of those minutes was taken up with whatever happened in the stands. Serve. The forehand of Keys. No, double fault. 2 double faults in this game for Talson. Some good luck for Keys. Serve. The backhand of Maddie. The forehand of Talson. Another forehand from Talson. Into the forehand corner of Keys, but she hits that one out. All right. Deuce. Momentum can swing very fast. Serve. Backhand of Maddie. There's a fault. Second serve. The forehand of Maddie. That's a good second serve out wide. And Talson brings herself to a game point. Serve from Talson. Not yet. Serve to the forehand of Keys. Forehand from Talson again. Forehand from Keys. Forehand to forehand here. Short ball for... Oh, no. Talson escapes. A little bit of a half an issue there. Just a small thing that happened. That may have been Maddie Keys' opportunity, though, to win or to make it competitive. Hard to see Talson losing sight of this match now. Serve. There's a fault from Keys. Second serve. Second serve. The forehand of Talson. Actually, it was to the backhand of Talson, but she ran around it and fired it down the line. Not for a winner, but he's barely got a racket on it. Serve in the net. Second serve. Backhand of Talson. Backhand from Keys. In the net again. Oh, boy. "22 unforced errors from the racket of Madison Keys. Fault. I'm not tired. All right. Winner from Keys. She's there for a return. Backhand of Talson on the return goes in the net. All right, now we're even in the game. Serve. In the net. Second serve. It's a double fault. It's a double fault. That's painful. Forehand from Talson on the return goes out. Okay, that break point is erased. Serve. Forehand of Talson is short. Maddy Keys can get up to it and puts it in the corner. Advantage. Advantage Keys. Fault from Keys. Second serve. Backhand of Talson goes wild. She steps in on that. And I think she just decides, I'm going to rip it. Everything's going well for me. I can do that. All right. Woo! That was that close to just disaster. I mean, this is a disaster for Keys, but what matches do you all prefer watching? Do you, and this is for anybody here, like when you're watching tennis, do you prefer to watch the WTA or do you prefer to watch ATP? I think there must have been some misbehavior by the fans because they have security guards posted at all corners of the court at the moment, and that's not normal. During a changeover, the security guards are standing out on the court, like not on the sides, but actually on the blue part of the court. WTA. It's funny. I would have thought it would have been the other way, but the WTA seems to get a lot more love here on YouTube. Matchup stakes. Yep. I know more about the ATP, but as I'm doing this stream and everything, I look forward to learning more. I mean, I know WTA players pretty well, but like right now, I mean, Maddy Keys could be struggling with a little bit of a nagging injury, that kind of thing, and I have no idea. You know, I don't know so much about what's going on in individual players' lives at this moment. Yeah. Whereas, you know, I kind of know more of that stuff on the ATP, like what's going on with them and maybe why one player isn't playing to standard. Tauson's at 30-15 here. Yeah, the men's draws are opening up. You know, other than Center Alcaraz, which are the usual suspects, um, it seems like it's incredibly competitive. Ooh, big winner. Big winner from Keys here. Let's see. She may have some life here. May have some signs of life. Serve from Talson to the backhand of Keys. It's a fault. Second serve. Second serve back to the backhand of Keys. To the backhand of Talson. Forehand from Maddie. To the forehand of Talson. Big forehand from Maddie. But good angle from Talson. Now Maddie Keys all of a sudden on defense. Bad drop shot from Talson. Maddie Keys gets up to it. Hits a high volley over Maddie Keys. Maddie Keys can't get it. 40-30. Very good point there. Maddie put a lot of work into that point. Not a. Talson is lucky she got out of that point because that was not a well-placed drop shot. Serve. Forehand of Keys. The forehand of Talson. It lands right on the back of the line. Talson can't handle it. Deuce. Maddie Keys showing some energy here. She doesn't want to go home yet. Or to Cincinnati or wherever. That's out. That return from Keys is out. Talson, game point to go up 5-3 and to be one game away from the semifinal. Serve. The backhand of Keys to the forehand of Talson. Forehand from Keys is unloaded down the line for a winner. Going back to deuce. Keys may be turning a corner here. She may have decided if I'm going down swinging. And sometimes that can help a player find their shots. Serve to the backhand of Keys. Forehand from Keys to the forehand of Talson. Another big forehand from Keys. Short ball, she gets up to it. Puts it too close to Talson, but Towson's forced to put up a lob that goes wide. Ooh. Advantage Keys. All of a sudden, Keys might break back. Serve. Down the tee to the forehand of Talson on the return. Oh, and Keys just takes a shot at it, but misses one wide. Serve. Backhand of Keys. Drop shot from Talson. It's not very good. Keys is in there plenty of time, but she hits it long. Oh, she was there in plenty of time. Talson has only hit one good drop shot this match. The other ones have been very manageable. Serve. Ball from Keys goes out. Talson, 4 points away from the semifinals in Montreal. Masters 1000. I don't know if she's won a Masters 1000. Does anybody know? Has Clara Tauson won a Masters 1000 tournament? Or has she played in the final of a Masters 1000? Yeah, let's look at that one first. Has Clara Tauson played in the final of a Masters 1000? Point underway here. Talson sends up a lob over Keys, and it goes out. I want to know what's going on. We got this Ben Shelton conversation going on over there. But I got to commentate on this. The people want to know what's happening. Serve from Maddie. Down the tee. Short ball from Talson. Maddie Keys gets up to it, puts that one away. Serve. Forehand of Talson. Forehand from Keys. Down the backhand line of Talson is good for a winner. Serve. Ace from Keys. Okay. Keys is hanging in here. All right, what y'all got going on over here with Ben Shelton? And because I actually do disagree with Mike that I do think that the ATP is competitive for sure. If you listen to Tsitsipas, Zverev, or any of those guys from like the previous generation, they will tell you that that players are getting more competitive, that it's less predictable. Guys outside of the top 30 can beat guys pretty shockingly, that are in the top 15 or top 10 sometimes, that they'll just surprise them, I mean, let's think about the fact that how many top guys did we lose in the first round of Wimbledon? In the first damn round. I feel like that's a lot of proof that the ATP is getting more competitive than it used to be. But definitely when the top three were in there, it was just usual suspects. Right now, Shelton. Yeah, Shelton is probably my favorite player right now that could potentially upset Alcaraz or Sinner. I don't think that Taylor Fritz is going to do it. I'm sorry. I really like Taylor Fritz. I love him. But I don't know if he is going to, do it. But Shelton, the only people that he has lost to at Grand Slams this year have been Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. But you're right that, Mike, you're right that he also hasn't been that competitive with Sinner or Alcaraz. So he's definitely got a hump to get over there, whether it's confidence or some new strategy, something. Or maybe it never happens. All right, Keys loses the first point of Tauson's serve. You still think it's very predictable from 2 to 32? I don't know. What do you... Keys, backhand return is good, but Talson gets up there and finishes the ball wide into the forehand corner of Keys is what I mean. I want to get back into that conversation, but we're potentially, we're almost at the end of the match potentially. Serve from Talson is a fault. Second serve, she catches the toss. Second serve. Backhand of Keys. Backhand from Talson. Backhand from Keys just dips into the net. And Talson has 3 match points to make it to the semifinal of Montreal. If you've liked the commentary, please do consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel as well. We're going to continue doing this. Serve from Talson is a let. Second serve. Sorry, first serve is a fault. Second serve. The backhand of Keys. Forehand from Talson to the forehand of Keys in the net. Forehand from Keys in the net. Semi-final for Clara Tauson. It is a polite exchange there at the net. No bad blood, no bad attitude from Maddie Keys. Good sportsmanship as she just cannot find her form throughout the match. And Clara Tauson takes it 6-1, 6-4 very comfortably. Ben's serve and volley game looks like it could be unbeatable. No, that's 100% true, right? Yeah, I agree with you. Who do you listen to about on Shelton? Do you listen to like Andy Roddick, or you listen to what podcast? Yeah, I definitely don't think that Shelton is near Alcaraz or Sinner at this point. That's just. But given the what's out there right now, he is the guys on Tennis Channel and Andy. Yeah. Given Ben Shelton he does have that mentality to show up for big moments, like Grand Slams. He's been really good at slams. He doesn't have a Masters 1000. He doesn't have multiple 500 tournaments. But again, I go back to the point of it's I don't know. He lost to TFO at the U.S. Open last year, but this year he's lost to only Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz at slams. You know, no one else has beaten him, which is impressive to me. We will be watching the next match here in a few. Clara Tauson having some emotions here on court. Yeah, he does seem to, like, he's one of those guys that seems to, like Stan Wawrinka. Stan Wawrinka doesn't have a whole ton of titles. Like, not nearly as many as Andy Murray. But Wawrinka also does have 3 major opens that he won. Stan Wawrinka went through a time where he just was really good at the majors. Anyways, I'll take a small break here because it's usually about 15 minutes between matches, and then I will fire up the stream for Naomi Osaka versus it's Svitolina. Right? I'm the one that set it up. Yes, Elena Svitolina. We'll watch that match here in a little bit. If you have time, come on back to that one. See you. Oh, wait. I'm not going to end it yet. I just saw that question. I literally hit end stream, and then it asked me to confirm. Murray doesn't have that many more. Murray doesn't have that many more Grand Slams than Stan. I don't know. How many Grand Slams does Murray have? No. I want to finish this conversation. I like this conversation. Because I really do want to, I really am interested. Like, who is going to be the guy that comes out and. Yeah, so Murray has 3 slams, right? But Murray also has 46 other 46 other titles, right? He has 46 other titles that Wawrinka wasn't like that, right? He won 3 slams, so the same amount of slams as a Murray, but he wasn't around. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say about Ben Shelton, is that he doesn't have a bunch of 250s. He doesn't have, Stan has 3, and Murray has 3. But Murray has a ton of other titles as well. Masters 1000s, 500 tournaments. Shelton right now, maybe a little bit more on the Stan Wawrinka pathway. We're not winning a bunch of tournaments, but at those moments in the majors that really, really matter, he's showing up for those. Anyways, good conversation. I like it. I want Rune so badly. I want Rune to be competitive with Alcaraz and Sinner, because I love his style of game. I love how aggressive he is. He's more aggressive than either one of them, just as far as like shot selection and everything. And maybe that's what's messing him up. But I would number one love for Rune to be, number 3 in the world. But it just hasn't happened. He has a new fitness coach, Marco Panici, who did work with Sinner and also worked with Novak Djokovic. So if it's a fitness problem for Rune and he's not lasting through tournaments, maybe we see a difference from Rune in 6 to 8 months. You know, that could be like, am I off base here? Does anybody think that would be awesome to have Rune, Alcaraz, and Sinner all competing just like the big three were? Which we may never get, but I can dream. He's so fun to watch. He's so exciting. MKB's got me. He's got my back. Come on. Or she. I can't tell with the name MKB. All right. I'm going to hop off here and take a small break. I'll fire up the other stream for the Osaka match. If I don't see you there, then have yourself a good evening. So long.